Hey guys, welcome to the channel. Today we're going to be doing a question answer.
Last video that we did together, we said we were going to do a Mailbox Monday where we answer your questions that were put in the comments below. So we're going to get right to it. Welcome to Mailbox Monday. And let's get into the question. So I'll kick it off with the first one. Somebody was asking, the date is January 22nd. What should they be working on right now? One of the top things that I would say to be working on is presidential elections. So we have a huge election coming up, obviously. So I would literally focus on funny presidential election shirts with a comedic twist. Those seem to do really well, and I think you can make a lot of money if you get creative, get funny, and really have it looking stylistically awesome.
Yeah, and also like we don't really like to watch the news, but during these times we do, because you get a lot of ideas from crazy things that are happening in the news with the election.
Yeah, so when they start their when they do the presidential debates and the candidates go back and forth and do debates, there always ends up being quotables that people take from there. And sometimes they're really funny. Like if a candidate slips and says something goofy or something funny happens, turning that into a shirt can hit big.
Huge. Some other things to focus on in 2024 is 90s are taking a comeback, and there are these shirts that are really taking off right now with like chrome font. We'll put an example of it in this video, but it's like chrome font and then it's like these throwback like bootleg shirts.
Basically, if you remember, if you're a hip-hop fan, the Cash Money Records album covers are a good example. Like Juvenile and Lil Wayne and all that, and No Limit Records. All the covers of those albums had that chrome, flashy font, and that's what's kind of making a comeback, is that style.
But people are applying it to all different niches, like even like cat lovers. Like it'll have like a chrome font, and then it'll have like a bunch of cats on it, looking like an old bootleg hip-hop shirt. But those are really big right now and can be applied to literally any niche. And then I also foresee in the springtime bohemian, as always, taking a big comeback, and like big hibiscus flowers on t-shirts. Okay, what platform or resources are you using to create designs for apparel? We use all different platforms. You can tell them the main one that you use.
The main one that I use is GoDaddy Studios, just because it's like really user-friendly and I'm just so used to using it. And I also use Creative Fabrica. They have really cool stuff too. So I'll find a design and then put my own twist to it. And that usually works for me.
Yeah. So I love Creative Fabrica, especially now with having 2 kids. We don't have as much time to design like we used to. So Creative Fabrica is a site that offers hundreds of thousands of graphics that are print-on-demand usage, and also really great fonts that you can use. And you just download it and you bring it into whatever design platform that you're using. And I like to tweak them. You don't have to tweak them, the designs, if you have the commercial license, but I like to tweak them so that I can stand out among my Etsy competitors that might also be using those same designs. But it's really, really great. Go check it out. I actually have a link in the description below for 10 free downloads to Creative Fabrica. Huge time saver, adorable trendy designs. This was like a hidden gem when I found this site. I like to pull my designs from Creative Fabrica into GoDaddy Studio or Canva to tweak them.
I got a question from somebody that was getting frustrated with fonts. They said that they were having a hard time selecting specific fonts for their t-shirt designs. And what advice would you give them? And what I noticed is I use a lot of the same fonts for the shirts that I do, because they seem to always work well. And those fonts that I use are always pretty simple and easy to read from a distance. My advice for selecting fonts would be like, don't pick a font that's hard to read. Go with simplistic, good, clean looking fonts.
Yeah.
You'll end up starting to gravitate and start using, 4 or 5 of the same fonts. That way when you go to make your designs, it will be at a quicker speed because you'll go to those fonts that have already worked well for you.
Yeah, I used to overwhelm myself because there's so many font options and you'll waste so much time scrolling through fonts trying to think of which one you want to
Yeah.
use when after a while what's selling in your shop and it does tend to be like the same fonts.
Yeah.
So save your time and just use what's working.
Yeah, like Jenny said, see what's already selling in your shop and analyze those fonts that are already working and continue to use them.
Yeah, and always be on the lookout because it's typically every season, there's like a new font that's trending. Last spring, it was like the retro wavy font. And you could literally, if you jumped on that trend right away, you could write like teacher in the retro wavy font, like mama in the retro wavy font, like any profession, any niche in that font, and it would take off. So be on the lookout for those font trends as well. And that's when you want to take your extra time to learn how to make those trending fonts.
Yeah.
Or you can see if Creative Fabrica already has them for you. Sometimes they do. Are you at a level with your Etsy shop where it could be considered full-time income? So yes, that's how I was able to quit my teaching position. A lot of people think like, oh, they must have had, other when I quit teaching, like a lot of people think, oh, like Jenny's husband must have been still working or they must have had other businesses. But no, like at the time that I quit teaching, Nas was actually just finishing up his job because of like COVID and all. And so our only income at that moment was my teaching income. But when I quit, it was only Etsy at that time. Do you think social media has made you both successful in your businesses? And that answer is no. Neither of us have social media for our Etsy shops. It's not needed. You can totally try out social media to bring an extra source of traffic to your Etsy shop. That's not going to hurt it. It's only going to help. But if you have the right SEO, meaning like the right keywords in your titles and tags, then Etsy's going to put your products in front of the correct customers. So there's no need for social media, but yes, it can help. What production company should I choose, Printful or Printify? So when we first got started, we were using Printful, and then a bunch of our friends were using Printify, and I was nervous to make the change at first, but I noticed that the prices were way cheaper with Printify, and the shipping speed was much faster. So I decided to give it a go, and I'm so glad I did because I just have been so happy with them ever since, and their customer service is really great. If there's any issues with an order, they either refund or reprint for you. They have many different products to choose from, and everything is really great quality.
Yeah, I use Printful only for like winter hats, like the beanie hats, and then everything else I use Printify for because their prices are generally cheaper.
Yeah, for the same brands. The same brands that these other companies have.
They have the best
Printify
prices.
has the best prices. And also it's even better when you sign up with Printify Premium. I think it's like $24.99 a month. It brings the prices down drastically for the product. And if you want to give Printify Premium a try, I actually have a link below with code Jenny in all caps to get your first month of Printify Premium free. It is so worth it because it's going to save you a lot of money.
Also in the description below, you can check out my free Print on Demand to Freedom course. It's going to help you get started on Etsy, started on Printify, sync the two, and get your first listings up, and so much more.
All right, do you run ads?
I don't run ads.
I don't, but I have, and sometimes I do. So most of the time I don't run ads. I've heard other Etsy coaches, they really enjoy ads and they are successful with them. For me, when I found success with ads was when I had a product that was already selling on its own organically, and then I put an ad on it and it was like fueling the fire. Because in my eyes, you don't want to put an ad on everything in your shop. If it's not selling, then you might be wasting your money.
Yeah.
That product might not be in demand and they're just going to continue to show it, and you might not have the right SEO for it, the right titles and tags. So when you put money on that ad, Etsy's going to continue showing that to the wrong people if you don't have the right titles and tags in it. So in my eyes, it's best to put an ad on an item that's already selling organically. You know it's in demand. You know you have the right SEO for it because you didn't need any help to get those sales. But then when you throw money on it, Etsy's going to continue pushing that out to more of that like audience. And it's just like fueling the fire and you make more money that way. So I wait until I have one that's rolling, and then every once in a while I'll throw some money on it. You have to be really careful with ads because you can waste a lot of money. Someone I know lost like $3,000 because they were running ads on everything in their shop, and they were new sellers and most of their things weren't selling. So they were just like fueling a fire for like the wrong people. So you don't want to waste your money. You need to be really careful, especially if you're a new Etsy seller, with running ads, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's good advice.
Someone asked how I was able to do 20 to 50 listings a day in the beginning. So that was my strategy in the beginning, was just to get up as many listings as possible as fast as I could. And I spent many hours a day doing this. I did it in the pockets of my time during my teaching job, and then I also would stay up really late at night and do it till like 3 in the morning. Like, I was just relentless. It wasn't necessarily 50 designs, so I would make about 5 designs and then put it on 10 different products, if that makes sense. So I would have like one design and I would put it on 5 different t-shirt colors, maybe 3 sweatshirt colors, a mug, and a tote bag. So it would be one design on 10 different products. So if I made 5 designs that day, then boom, that's 50 different listings because it's on different products. But now my approach is different. I now, after doing so much quantity in my shops, I now know what sells, and I'm very quick to pick up on trends, and I like to research more before I sit down to design now. I don't have all that time to design anymore with my kids and life and whatnot. So I like to, my approach now is to spend more time researching trends and niches to see what's really selling before I sit down to design, because I want to be like 98% sure that my shirt is going to sell when I put it on there. And I'm pretty good at that now. So now I will literally, I maybe make like one design a week at this point. So my strategy has completely changed.
Yeah, that's really good advice, because
Yeah.
you can make 100 listings and spend a bunch of time and just be throwing darts at
Yeah.
the dartboard.
Yeah.
But if you research and find what's really likely to sell at that moment, you can make 20 listings
Yeah.
and have a better shot at hitting the bullseye. And the other thing I was thinking of just now is, as far as adding listings, with the Olympic Games coming up, make a design for each country that is competing in the Olympics.
Yeah.
Be careful with trademarks.
Yeah.
So just do that country or that country's flag and say, something about the Olympics, but don't use the rings or the torch or anything that would be trademarked.
I probably can't, you probably can't use Olympics in your tags either.
Yeah, but you can do the country. So
Yeah.
don't say Olympics, but do each country that is competing in the Olympics, and just get clever with your designs to where people know that it's for the Olympic Games, but you're still not crossing the line as far as trademarks.
Yeah, you have to be careful.
So that's
It's a
ton
big
of listings
seller.
right there.
And
you can do kid shirts,
Yeah.
you can do matching family shirts,
Yeah.
you can do just adult shirts, you can do baby onesies, all in each country.
Yeah, for sure. And also back to like the listings now, I don't put up 10 products anymore. That was like kind of a waste of time. So that was a waste of time and a waste of listing fees. So now what I do is I will put my design on typically like 1 or 2 shirts, and then 1 sweatshirt. And then if the design starts selling on one of those and I see it, say I make like 3 sales this week on a design that I just put up, then I go ahead and put it on more color shirts and more products.
Yeah, and one of my favorite products to do besides shirts and sweatshirts is mugs.
Yeah,
Because there's a great profit margin for mugs.
for
So
sure.
I would look in your shop, see what is sold the most, and if it's good, if you think it's fitting to put it on a mug, try it out on mugs.
Yeah.
You can literally make, you
So
know,
much money.
$10, $12, $13 profit on these mugs.
Yeah, if you have Printify Premium, the mug I use is like $3.48
Yeah, it's
or
great
something.
price. Yeah.
And then you could sell a mug for like $20, so you're making a
Totally,
really good profit
totally.
margin on it.
And they make for great gifts because
Yeah.
not everybody knows the person's exact size that they're buying a gift for, but a mug can always work.
Yeah, for
The
sure.
mugs are great. Definitely try, see what's selling in your shop, like I said, and make a mug out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If there's
You'll make more money off the mug than the shirt
Yeah.
that you sold.
I really want to do this, but I have no idea how to start with creating things. So what we do to get ideas is we go to the Etsy search and we type something in like women's t-shirts, and we scroll through those first couple pages to see what is selling. Look for those bestseller badges, look for listings that have a lot of reviews, look for listings that have over 20 in the cart. And then you're going to gain inspiration from these listings. You don't want to copy these listings because you can get copyright infringement. You want to just gain inspiration from these designs and go and create your own. And if you're not good at designing on your own, that's okay. Like we said earlier in this video, there is Creative Fabrica, where you can go and download your own designs. You can also use Canva to combine elements to make your own designs. You can use GoDaddy Studios. There's a bunch of elements and graphics in there that you can combine and make your own designs. Make sure though with like Canva and GoDaddy Studios that you aren't just taking one graphic from there and putting it on a shirt. You do have to combine with other elements to make it your own design so that you don't get any infringements.
Another good design is personalized birthday shirts. I've noticed that doing well on Etsy. I would say look into what kid birthday themes are big and make custom birthday shirts with those themes.
Yeah. But not even just for the kid, for the whole family, because the family wants to match at the birthday party.
Definitely.
So
you could do the mock-up where it's the mom, dad, 3 kids,
like a dinosaur
and all
birthday
have a theme. Yeah,
with a
those
funny
are
saying.
big. So
and you can also get ideas on Pinterest. Like go onto Pinterest and type in like kid birthday party. We have a little guest appearance. He woke up from his nap. But so yeah, you're gonna go to Pinterest and you're going to type in kids birthday parties, and a bunch of things will appear for you, like mermaid themed parties, dinosaur themed parties, and you'll get a lot of niche ideas from doing that. And you might find some banners or posters that have cute sayings on them that could probably be applied to t-shirts as well. Another thing that's going to be really big for Mother's Day, I think the biggest seller for print on demand Mother's Day is going to be sweatshirts for moms that have the sleeve print designs on them. And that's a new feature that Printify just released at the end of 2023. And there are already shirts making 6 figures that have these sleeve print designs on them. There's one that is taking off right now for Valentine's Day, and it just says Mama, and then on the sleeve it has the kids' names on it. So it's a customized sleeve print shirt, which is a huge moneymaker. I have a YouTube video on how to do sleeve prints, and then I also have another YouTube video on personalization. So you can learn how to do those 2 things. Huge moneymaker. Sleeve prints can be applied to any niche, and it's a way to tap into the big broad niches that are hard to tap into. But since this is such a new thing and it's in demand, you can break through really big niches like the mom niche by adding sleeve print designs.
Yeah, that's good advice because it's fun, new, exciting, and fashionable. And like Jenny said, you can do a million different types of niches with that. You just have to get creative. So that's a good one. Another one that I was just thinking of is the 2024 shirts. Now, we're in a new year already, so get ahead of the curve. 2024 retired. 2024 graduation shirts, 2024 family trip shirts, 2024 bachelorette shirts. For the family trip shirts, you can do a mock-up with the baby onesies, toddler shirts, the mom and dad, and do the whole family with the 2024 family vacation shirts.
Yeah.
Bachelorette shirts, you can sell a ton of those with 2024 girls trip as well. Not just bachelorette, it can be a girls trip or a guy's trip. And you can sell a ton of those of everyone that's going on the trip or everyone that's part of the bachelorette party. 2024 custom birthday shirts if you're turning 50, 60, 40. Those are great as well. And also, we're going to keep giving you guys these videos with us together where we answer your questions and calling it Mailbox Monday. So in the comments below, if you have any other questions or just comments, just put them in the comments below, and we'll be sure to answer them in the next video. Also, so we know that you watched the whole video through, below put your favorite movie. And if your favorite movie matches my favorite movie or Jenny's favorite movie, we're cash apping you $150. So you can put it in a separate comment with your movie or with your question as well. Just be sure to do it below. And make sure you like and subscribe, and we'll continue to keep giving you these golden nuggets of advice.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching.
We'll see you in the next video.